Hey guys, another Prepared American here today, and we're going to be talking about how to pick your first pistol. So this is one of the number one questions I get whenever I'm working in the gun shop, and so we are going to be talking about my selection process, the questions I ask people, and kind of walk you through that, what it looks like. So whenever you're looking at getting your first pistol, the first thing that I always ask people is, what do you want it for? Do you want it for carry? Do you want it for home defense? Do you want it to shoot at the range and have fun? What is your purpose? Like, what are you trying to do with it? Because everyone has an idea in mind of what they're trying to do, whether they want their first gun to be a carry gun or if they just want it for the house and to shoot at the range. That will change what we're looking for drastically, and I have a couple different options here of what we're thinking. So I'll kind of go over the three different scenarios that we get of people coming in and their needs. So first of all is the person looking for a carry gun. So if we're looking for a carry gun in the modern era, we're probably going to be looking at a semi-automatic, striker fired, micro compact to compact handgun. Most likely in 9mm, maybe in 380 if it's someone with like wrist problems, or they're older, or they're not very strong, so they have a hard time racking the slide, because that's a big deterrent for people. If they can't rack the slide, they don't want the gun, and they don't understand that it'll wear in over time, or you'll just get stronger. But that's okay, because to each their own. This is America. You can get the gun you want. So looking here, she's clear. So this is the 365 XL. I've covered them in depth, every single one of the variants. I actually have a video talking about all of them, and I'll link that above. But this is typically one of the ones that I recommend to people for carry. It is compact. It still gives me a nice full grip, so I can still get a good grip on the gun to shoot. Holsters are plentiful. You can always find different holsters for them. But the same can be said for the Glock 43X or 48, for the Springfield Hellcat Pro, for the Smith & Wesson Performance Center carry, and I've never shot a Canic, and I hear many things, and I don't know how I feel about Canic yet. We'll see. But yeah, so those are there. I'll list them and pop them up because I don't own them, but I've shot a few of them. I've heard great things about all the ones that I listed. That's kind of where I would be at in the realm of concealed carry, first timer stuff. But the big thing that's going to steer that is your budget. So the thing I always talk about with people, because I'm very realistic, is I always ask them, what is your budget? Are you looking for under 500? Are you trying to go 500 to 1,000? Are you willing to go 1,000 plus? Because you're willing to go to 1,000 plus, I'll show you a Shadow 2 carry, and you'll leave with that thing because it's awesome. There's no doubt about it. Or a Staccato CS or something like that. Like, if you're willing to spend big bucks on your first gun, go for it. I'll make sure you get something good. But if you're a little more apprehensive about dropping that kind of money into a hobby that you have no game in, going with something like Glock 43X, Glock 48, Springfield Hellcat Pro, stuff in that realm will definitely do you a little bit better. And I would hate for someone to buy something that's $2,500 and realize, I don't like shooting very much, and then it just sits in their freaking cabinet doing nothing all the time. Like, they might not care, but in my head that would bother me. So I try to steer people in that general direction when it comes to their budget. And then another question that I ask people is, what do you have? If they have anything. If it's their first pistol, they have nothing. So they have nothing to go off of. They probably don't have a ton of experience, but I always ask, because if they've never handled a pistol, I always show them the basics, frame, slide release, mag release, safeties if the weapon has it on it, that kind of stuff. But based on what they have, they tell me, they have a Glock 17. I'm not going to recommend them another Glock 17 because they already have one, unless they want one, because Glock guys are like that. Sometimes they just want 4 Glock 17s. Whatever, it's America, do whatever you want. And then the last thing, this kind of goes based off the last one, is their experience. So if they have experience with rifles, I know they have basic weapon safety. I say I know, I always make sure, but you know, in general, they'll have basic weapon safety, weapons handling. They're not going to point it at me or anyone else, stuff like that. So that makes me a little bit more confident that I'll be able to hand them something a little bit more complex or explain to them why the SIG costs more than the Glock, and they understand it and they're like, okay, yeah, I think I can shell out the extra, you know, $200 to get the SIG over the Glock. Again, I'm not a SIG or a Glock guy. I just like to get people what will work for them. So kind of rewinding back to your needs. So that was kind of focused on carry guns. The other options are range guns / a duty gun. So, you know, if you're LARPing or doing competitions or stuff like that, you could run a guy like this. Glock 17, just a regular frame, nothing fancy done to it, regular slide release, a light because, surprise, it's dark half the time. And being able to see is good whenever you're shooting a gun. I have a dot. I like dots. It's like cheating because if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. It's got these crazy high iron sights on it, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I don't feel like taking them off, so they stay. Gray Ghost slide, Glock barrel, nothing super fancy. This is not a race gun by any means, but I shoot in competitions, and for the most part, it does okay. If you watched my USPSA video, you know that it shit the bed. But I have fixed it since then. So the next competition video, I will be shooting that. And if it doesn't work again, then I am shooting the gun because, you know. But yeah, so that's kind of the realm and size. We'll be going with a full size duty / competition gun or a range gun. Because I mean, again, these are fun to shoot on the range. So that's that realm. You're looking at Walther PDPs, Glock 17s, 34s, 19s. You could also potentially be looking at the 19 for carry because it was my first carry gun. It's a lot of my friends' first carry gun. It's a good gun. It's very versatile. It's in between a lot of sides. It's like the Goldilocks zone of guns. But yeah, Walther PDP, Glock 17, SIG PDP. Just kidding. I wouldn't recommend that because they explode in holsters allegedly. The Springfield Echelon, I've seen really, really good things. I haven't shot one yet, but everyone that has loves it. It's a super, super cool gun, fully ambidextrous. The CZP series, so the P10, the Nocturne, stuff like that. Very cool guns. Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0s, also super sick. I'm not a big Smith guy, but the Performance Center ones are awesome. They really knocked it out of the park with those. That's kind of where you'll be at for full size, you know, like compact up to full size guns that you want to use for duty or competitions, things like that. And again, price will dictate where you're at on that. Going from lowest to highest, you know, you could get a Staccato P. Good gun, costs $3,000, so it's up to you. And then lastly, we have our range toys. Because, believe it or not, shooting can just be fun. That is why I bought this little dude. This is a Taurus TX22, which I did a review on. It'll be linked above. This thing is awesome, man. It's so much fun. It's so cheap to shoot. I shoot it with this suppressor attached to it exclusively. I do not shoot it unsuppressed because why would I? I have a suppressor. Hey, that's my purse. I don't know you. I have shot it at 200 yards and hit steel. Roll the clip. There it was. 200. And we're back. I'm going to try to enhance that audio so you can hear the ding, but I have two witnesses. They saw it. I actually hit it twice, but I didn't have the camera rolling the first time, so I had to re-roll it and hit it again. But it's also just fun, like practically shooting within like 25 yards. It's my Critter Getter 9000. I love it. It's awesome. It's fun. It was cheap. It's got all the things. But range toys can be anything, you know, anything weird, impractical, whatever, you know, make shooting fun again. Have fun at the range and you'll go to the range more. And surprise, when you go to the range more, you get better at shooting. So, yeah, that's kind of my piece on handgun selection and how I walk people through it at the store. It may seem like a lot, but again, you break it down into sections based off your needs. I do everything based on charts. So, you know, I go by my budget or my need, what I need, like the role I need to fill, my budget, and then I start looking at brands within those two criteria, and it narrows itself out pretty quick. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching as always. I appreciate all of you. We are quickly growing. We're almost at 300 subscribers, which is awesome because we started the year with 60 couple. So, you know, we are April 30th, day of recording. So we're doing good. And I appreciate everyone that watches. You know, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. I appreciate it. It helps the algorithm and push me to more people so that way I can help more people because ultimately that's what I want. Yeah, I think that's it. Links in the description, all that good, happy jazz. Stay hydrated, stay strapped, and stay blessed, guys. Thanks.